What up, Homedawgs? My name is Gokey Gamer, and welcome everybody to week 3 of the NBBL, where this week we're going to be taking on none other than Coach Minwoo of the Los Angeles Lilligants. Now, unfortunately, we are sitting at a 0-2 win-loss ratio. However, our opponent is also sitting at a 0.2 win-loss ratio, and we both have -6 differential. So both of us are going to be fighting extremely hard for a win. So let's hope we are the ones that come out on top this week. This video will once again be similarly edited to week 2 because quite frankly I have a lot of fun editing these videos. That being said, if none of these videos do well, then I'll have to unfortunately stop because just takes a lot of time to edit these videos. It takes a lot of time to script these videos, and yeah. So if you enjoy this type of commentary, then please be sure to let me know down in the comment section below. And with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and go into the team breakdown. So my opponent's team consists of the terrifying fish Chiyu, Walking Wake, Hisuian Lilligant, Torkoal, Vaporeon, a regular Lilligant that can Terra into a Grass, Rock, or Fairy type, Skarmory, Gengar, Hitmonchan that can Terra into a Fighting, Fairy, or Flying type, Meloetta, and Berserker. Funnily enough, last week we took on a Rain team, and this week we're taking on the resident Sun team of this league. Overall, this team has some horrifying threats. Chiyu, Walking Wake, and Torkoal are a scary combination. A Quiver Dancing Terra Lilligant can quickly get out of hand, especially with the Chlorophyll ability. Meloetta and Berserker can hit extremely hard if not properly prepped for, and it's also worth noting that in this league, my opponent can bring both Lilligants on the same team, as the rule states that while two of the exact same Pokemon can't be brought, different forms such as Rotom Wash and Rotom Heat can be brought on the same team. In terms of what I definitely think is showing up, I think Chiyu, Walking Wake, Torkoal, and at least one of the Lilligants and Meloetta are definitely coming. I could also see Hitmonchan, Berserker, and Gengar making an appearance as well, although I don't really think Vaporeon or Skarmory will make an appearance. Overall, a very scary team that could cause us a lot of issues, but I think we've got a fantastic team to counter it. So, let's start talking about what we're bringing and why we're bringing it. So once again, my dedicated lead is going to be none other than Voga the Colossal. On top of that, this set is extremely similar to last week's set, being max HP and special defense, and has the moves Fire Spin, Power Gem, Spikes, and Rapid Spin. She also is the Terra Water type, and she's holding the leftovers, and this week she's actually packing the ability Flash Fire so that she can be immune to any fire type attacks heading my way under the sun. This way I don't have to lose unnecessary chip to things like Choice Specs Overheat, and I can better to wall threats such as Walking Wake and Chiyu. Speaking of, I'm Terra Water specifically because I want to be able to tank hits better from both Walking Wake as well as Chiyu. It's not a perfect counter to both of them, but at the very least, hopefully Volga will be able to weaken things down severely and help assist with setting things up for one of my sweepers to finish the game. Next up on my team is my other hazard setter, Taser the Vikavolt. Holding the heavy duty boots on the off chance some hazards do come, he's also max HP and special attack and has the moves Thunderbolt, Air Slash, Sticky Web, and Volt Switch. Having a slow Volt Turner could be extremely beneficial to this team. Sticky Webs help this team immensely if I can keep them up, especially for my sweepers, and the Electric Flying combo of moves just does absolutely insane damage against their entire team. Hopefully I'll be able to use this set correctly and take advantage of the webs I've got. Coming up next is our other special wall, Prince the Pheasantipity. Once again holding the utility umbrella, this set is max HP and special defense with the moves Moonblast, Heat Wave, Toxic, and Roost with the ability Toxic Chain. Moonblast and Heat Wave is an extremely deadly combo against my opponent. Toxic Chain will help weaken my opponents down immensely, combined with Toxic and Roost to maximize my ability to recover, prevent setup sweepers from destroying me, and weakening things down. The only Sun Pokemon that could cause me issues is Walking Wake, as Hydro Steam is extremely scary against my entire team, but regardless, I think my opponent is going to have a really tough time taking this Pokemon out. And now, it's finally time for me to talk about my 3 bruisers and sweepers. First up is the immensely obvious pick for this fight, Best Friend the Ogerpon Hearthflame. Max attack and speed with the moveset Ivy Cudgel, Power Whip, Synthesis, and Swords Dance. To be quite frank, this set just had to come. We're going up against the Sun team after all. Because she has the Jolly nature, she speed ties with Max Speed Gengar, which is the fastest Pokemon on my opponent's team. So if Sticky Webs are up, unless Gengar is timid and Scarf, Ogerpon can just win me the entire game. This is the main Pokemon I'm hoping wins me this game, because this is the battle for Best Friend to shine. Next up is a bit of a trickster making their debut. It's Night Terror the Darkrai. Max special attack and speed with the modest nature, I outspeed everything even if I wasn't holding the Choice Scarf, but the main reason I'm running Choice Scarf is because my moveset is Dark Pulse, Psyshock, Hypnosis, and Trick. If I'm able to trick something like Walking Wake, Vaporeon, or even regular Lilligant, it could severely weaken my opponent's strategy and ability to break down my walls, meaning Darkrai could just end up having fun and clicking buttons later on. While Ogerpon will be the primary endgame sweeper, Darkrai could also end up easily sweeping depending on what's still active on the field. And now last up is a Pokemon that I'm extremely excited about bringing, and that is Ghostface the Haunter. Yes, I'm bringing this before Miss Maggie. Call me insane. But there's actually a valid reason for this. Haunter having a base 115 special attack, combined with the Toxic Plate, the moveset Shadow Ball, Sludge Wave, Nasty Plot, and Thunderbolt, and the Modest Nature with enough speed to outspeed max speed Hitmonchan, as well as everything after webs, you can see just how deadly this Pokemon can surprisingly be. Plus, she might allow me to get into my opponent's head quite a bit, which I can take advantage of since it's not a Destiny Bond set. And it also gives me the Ghost typing to make me immune to normal type attacks, which scares Meloetta and Rapid Spin and things like that. And that's the team I'm bringing. I thought about bringing things like Terra Ghost Colossal, Terra Pagos, and Hisuian Goodra to this game, but I felt like these Pokemon in these sets provided me the best opportunity to win me this game. Offense is the best defense this week. Hopefully we'll be able to win this game with our glass cannons, and without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the battle. Plop! And we are back! So once I saw the team, I immediately got excited at what I saw. Alrighty, here we go. Week 3 is about to start, baby. I am so nervous for this. Okay, so we see Hitmonchan, regular Lilligant, Walking Wake, Torkoal, Skarmory, and Gengar. So glad not to see a Chi-Yu. So glad not to see a Hisuian Lilligant. Yeah, this is fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna stick with my lead, but this is amazing for us. I am a major fan of a lot of these Pokemon being here. No Meloetta or Berserker. Yeah, no, legit Darkrai looks phenomenal here. So I am very stoked to see this team. I think we have a very good chance to win this game. Good luck, have fun to my opponent, as always, let's do this. So as always, I stick with my lead as I open with Volga the Colossal. Unfortunately, however, my opponent leads Hitmonchan, which is definitely the worst possible lead for us. Because of Volga's fighting type weakness, and unsure as to what this boxer is going to do, I decided to see what it clicks, and I Terra for the first time in this league! Obviously, Hitmonchan could have Thunder Punch, but I didn't want to risk any of my other Pokemon taking a hit. I decide to try trapping my opponent in with Fire Spin, and my opponent ends up going for Agility? Since most likely this Pokemon wouldn't have Rapid Spin, I decided to stay in again and set up a layer of spikes. This time Hitmonchan goes for a knockoff, which unfortunately gets rid of my leftovers, but makes me very glad I didn't end up switching into Haunter. The next turn I set up another layer of spikes, and Hitmonchan goes for Drain Punch this time. And this is about the time that I realized that most likely Colossal isn't going to win this 1v1, but I'm also worried about my other Pokemon needlessly taking a hit. By this point, I also have it set up in my head that this Hitmonchan is holding an Assault Vest. If this is Assault Vest, Power Gem is actually going to do a lot more, weirdly enough. So I am tempted to just click Rapid Spin here and see how much it does. However, considering I already saw the Agility pop off, I should have known that this was in fact not the case. Clearly I wasn't fully thinking about what set I was going up against, and as it turns out, this Hitmonchan was actually holding a weakness policy. Thankfully, I don't trigger it here, but had I been paying more attention, I could have realized that this set could easily be a weakness policy set, and that it was impossible for it to be an Assault Vest set. Because I'm operating under the possibility of this Hitmonchan being an Assault Vest, I decided to try and see if I could weaken this Hitmonchan more than it recovered, and I also tried to see if I could set up a third layer of spikes, but unfortunately I'm unable to outlive it or set up the third layer of spikes, and our Terra Captain does go down. I'm pretty sure that there was a slight chance that I could have lived, but I didn't calc it, and I ended up falling. After this, I send in Prince to Pheasantipity and then click Toxic, wondering what in the world this set could be. I mean, Pheasantipity can just come in and click buttons versus this thing, so I'm just going to send in Prince now, I think. EQ. Oh, okay, respect. Respect on that EQ. And as I do, Hitmonchan actually clicks Earthquake, and I immediately realize I have to switch out as Prince loses half of his HP. Very interesting. Okay. Taser, you can't touch Taser then, so I'm just going to send in Taser. However, now that I know the full moveset of Hitmonchan, I realize that it can't really touch Taser or the Vikavolt, so I send him in and he avoids another Earthquake thanks to his Levitate ability. After much consideration on my next move, I ultimately decide to just try and pick up the KO on this guy by clicking Air Slash to minimize the damage this mod could do, and as Hitmonchan goes for a knockoff, getting rid of my boots... Well, that's unfortunate. I miss a 95% accurate move. I swear, if this ends up being anything like last week's battle, I'm gonna lose it! After that disaster of a turn, I decide to go ahead and take the opportunity to set up my Sticky Webs, as I'm forced to tank a Drain Punch. Then I decide to just pick this guy off with another Air Slash, which thankfully connects this time, and KOs this super annoying lead. That miss was very unfortunate. Taser is severely weakened. This Hitmonchan put in a lot of work. Granted, a Thunderbolt would have been better here, but again, apparently I'm not thinking clearly. I did just come back from the gym, to be fair. This battle is already off to an extremely rough start. I've not only lost my main switch in for Walking Wake, but 2 of my other mons are below half HP and I could be in some serious trouble. The next Pokemon to come in is Torkoal, which ends up setting up the Sun. Thankfully, this is arguably the best Pokemon that could have come in, as it gives me a free Volt Switch, doing a massive chunk of damage to the Smoky Turtle and allowing me to switch out. And just to prevent the Rapid Spin from popping off, I'm going to go into Haunter. I decide to go ahead and actually risk Ghostface to Haunter here, as I'm fully expecting Rapid Spin to pop off to get rid of the webs. However... Lava Plume. Okay, that probably KOs me. It does not. But the burn happens, because of course it does. Why wouldn't it happen? Torkoal not only went for Lava Plume, but actually got the burn! Seriously, what is my luck so far? I unfortunately realized that Ghostface's time is severely numbered, so I decide to go for a neutral Thunderbolt play, which does manage to pick off the Torkoal, earning Ghostface a KO. I fully expect Ghostface to die from the burn. Okay. Alright, you know what, I'll take that. I will take that. I will take living that. Well hey, what do you know? Ghostface manages to survive the burn. And not only that, but Haunter is guaranteed to be the fastest Pokemon on the field thanks to the sticky webs, unless another Pokemon is holding a Choice Scarf. Meaning that unless Walking Wake has Aqua Jet, then Ghostface will be able to do a massive chunk of damage to whatever wants to come in. Unfortunately, the major threat of Walking Wake comes in, meaning there's a very good chance that it actually has Aqua Jet. Now, fun fact about Photosynthesis, it actually takes your stat buffs and debuffs into account, which is absolutely critical here. Even if Walking Wake's highest base stat was speed here, because of the webs being up, Walking Wake's special attack ends up being what gets buffed. Meaning, unless this thing is packing a Scarf or an Aqua Jet, Haunter will be able to outspeed and do some massive damage to this insane threat. I click Sludge Wave and... Oh no, you don't. I'll take that. And we get a Poison. Let's go, Haunter. Let's freaking go! Alright, a little bit of tasty revenge there. Let's see, do you go down to the Poison? Please tell me you died to the Poison. Haunter picking up 2 KOs. Let's freaking go and getting rid of the biggest threat. We love to see it. Holy crap, dude. Oh my god, that's amazing. Oh, I am so proud. I am so proud. So immensely proud. That is crazy, dude. Yes! You're seeing this right. Ghostface the Mad Lass not only managed to deal an inhumane amount of damage to the biggest threat against my team, but also manages to hit the 10% chance to poison and picking up the indirect KO on this beast of a Pokemon. And this is why I chose to pick up Haunter. Ghostface being able to pick off both Torkoal and Walking Wake here is absolutely amazing for our team, and takes us from possibly getting late game swept to doing the sweeping ourselves. Ghostface will go down as an absolute legend on this team from this battle alone. From here, I decide to send Prince back in since I'll be able to pretty much wall anything that wants to come in. Heat Wave is buffed in the sun, and I can wall Lilligant extremely well and just toxic it to death. My opponent decides to send in Skarmory, so I simply click Heat Wave, and my opponent ended up clicking Iron Defense, predicting a switch, meaning that Prince is able to pick up an easy KO, meaning that Spikes and Webs are permanently staying on the field. You know what? The bad RNG with Taser missing that Air Slash and Haunter getting burned might have actually helped us in the long run. Alright, so you're Fizduff. You are definitely Fizduff. And you probably did not expect the fact that I have Heat Wave. Let's go. Alright, that's a free KO. Another amazing thing as well is Hazard stay up on the field. My main concern now is Lilligant. Beauty, we land. Alright, I'm glad at least we landed this Heat Wave. I can afford missing that Air Slash earlier. I'm glad that Heat Wave landed. That was more important. Minwoo then sends in Lilligant, clearly trying to go for the Quiver Dance endgame sweep. I fire off Toxic first to slowly chip her down as Lilligant reveals the Terra type being Fairy, which actually is amazing for us since we resist her Terra Stab, and as a result, Prince can't easily wall her with Roost Spam, and that's exactly what happens. We even managed to pick up a special attack drop with Moonblast as well. After Prince picks up his second KO of the match, my opponent brings in their last Pokemon, Gengar, and has their speed lowered thanks to the webs yet again. This gives me the freest switch into Night Terror the Darkrai, as the only thing he can KO me with is Focus Blast, but I'm not in any danger as Gengar actually reveals Nasty Plot, meaning that this isn't a Scarf set. And that's when I decide to have a little bit of fun. What if I scarfed What if I scarfed this in the nasty plot? You know what, frick it. Let's reveal some tech. Why not? Let's reveal some tech. Let's just choice lock in the nasty plot, guarantee the win. I decided to reveal my trick scarf tech, thinking that it would lock him in the nasty plot, similar to how Encore works. But unfortunately, I didn't realize it doesn't quite work that way. Life orb. Nice, respect. Oh, you click sludge bomb. Oof. Well, that's unfortunate then. For those of you who don't know, Choice Scarf actually locks you into the next chosen move. So because my opponent ended up picking Sludge Bomb, that's what ends up getting picked, and now my opponent is choice locked into Sludge Bomb. You know what? Maybe I threw that. Maybe I might have thrown a little bit. I might have thrown a little bit. Ogre Bond, if you could outspeed, that'd be great. Okay. Okay, I do get punished a little bit. It's a 3 diff instead of a 4 diff. I was hoping it'd click Nasty Plot again, but it makes sense that they didn't do that. I should have just clicked Dark Pulse. So I was afraid, I will say I was afraid of the berry, the Dark Berry. I was a bit afraid of that, but ultimately, yeah, I should have just picked up the KO. 3 plus 3 though, I will take it. Thankfully, this did not result in a throw, as I didn't realize it at the time, but the way Sticky Webs works is even if a base 110 speed Pokemon is scarfed, but is affected by webs, it will still be exactly 1 point slower than the Ogerpon, so I wasn't in any actual danger. So Best Friend is easily able to steal Darkrai's KO with an Ivy Cudgel and gives us our first victory in this league. Now, jokes aside, a 4-0 win would be a lot better than a 3-0 win, especially with my current win-loss ratio, but hey, at least I learned my lesson before it lost me another game. GG's to Minwoo. What a great game. Holy crap. I'm very glad that Haunter actually popped off. We love to freaking see it. Yeah. I did get a bit greedy there. I should have actually thought about that a bit more clearly. But you know what? We take what we can get. We take the win. And hey, another kill for Ogerpon. You know what? I'm sorry, Darkrai. That was... I insulted the Darkrai name. But we'll get him next time. GG's once again to my opponent, Minwoo, for a fantastic game. Definitely my favorite moment from this fight and from the entire season so far is Ghostface picking up 2 KOs against the scariest Pokemon on my opponent's team. Just such a cool moment. Anyways, with all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end things off here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If y'all enjoyed watching, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, as it really helps out this channel a lot. Be sure to check out the previous 2 weeks if you haven't already, particularly last week, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace out, mates!